Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Andy. I'm the Managing Consultant for Cybervenger. Today we're going to be talking about another deep dive into the NIST 800-171. This is a standard that protects controlled unclassified information for the Department of Defense or other federal departments. We're working on the security assessment family of controls, and if you take a look at down here, we'll see that the control itself is 3.12.4. It says, develop, document, and periodically update system security plans that describe system boundaries, system environments of operation, how security requirements are implemented, and the relationships and or connections with other systems. It goes on in detail over here as well. I'm not going to read that by hand, but the gist of it is, when all your policies and your technical controls have been implemented and put together, you should have a pretty large binder of documents. And what you need to do then is produce a system security plan that is a subset of all that. That's kind of a summary document that gives a overview, a strategic overview of what you're doing. Like, you don't necessarily need to list every computer that has EDR on it. You don't need to list the IP addresses. You don't need to list the versions of software, that kind of thing. You don't want that deep a dive here. You want a high-level document that someone at the DoD or the CMMC auditors can review and get an idea how compliant or if you're compliant. Now, the system security plan has been around for a while, and commonly what people will do with this plan is they will upload it to the SPURS site when you're trying to bid on government contracts. A lot of them require that you have that. So those have been produced. They are written by the company, the organization. They are verified by the company that produced them. So self-assessment kind of thing. And that was the first step, really, is to be able to put that up there. Say, here's our general policy. This is what we do. It doesn't need to be super technical, but it needs to show that you've read and understood each of those controls. It's a fairly elaborate document. It won't be a one-pager. It'll be pretty decent size, at least 4 or 5 pages at least. And then you upload that to the SPURS so that you have do business with federal contracts to win bids and things like that. But this requirement, the 3.12.4, says that you need to have this document. It needs to exist. So, of course, when they're asking you to see it, you should have it already. It shouldn't take that long to produce it. If it does, that's kind of a red flag. It's how they find out how compliant people actually are, if you did read this stuff. And it should be in a PDF form. I'm thinking you could do Word, I suppose, but you don't want to change, right? You want something that's a snapshot. It also needs to be updated regularly. All of your documents and policy. In fact, the very first control of this family of controls, 3.12.1, says you need to review your controls. When you do that, you review your policy, you're going to make revisions and updates. You probably want to have, like, version numbers at the bottom so you keep track. And then in your security plan, you call out which of your policy documents address the NIST requirements. You want to put all 110 requirements in your system security plan. And you want to talk about how they're addressed by which policy document. And then you reference it. You reference the version you're on. That way, it's easier for you to go back and update. You can go through and look at the version numbers for each control and see if that's the current one or not. If it's not, then you can update it and check on it. If it's been old, it's stale, it hasn't been looked at for a while, it's not a bad idea sometimes just to update these controls, even in small ways and even in subtle ways, just so you can add a version number and then see that it's been changed. Some things you can't do that for. Some things are perpetual, but if you could show that you're working with your documentation and that you're doing your job to keep it fresh and alive. I will tell you, a long-standing problem in network documentation, let alone cybersecurity documentation, is when things get stale. Stale documentation is a big problem. And it can take a lot of time to manually dig through. There's a lot of solutions that will help you do this. You can use a compliance management software like ComplyUp or something is a good one. I use that with some of my clients. And there's other ones out there. But the idea is that you load this information there. You can sort, you can look by version numbers, by dates, last touch, and it can produce a system security plan for you. It'll spit it out based on your documentation. That saves you some time and some labor. Any tricks you could do to save yourself time are good here, but you still have to have the document created. It has to have the things it has to have. That sort of thing. So that's all I got for this whole family of controls. We're done with that. We're going to be on to 13.3.1 next. So I hope to see you all in that video. And have a good one till then.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.